Last year, a 59-year-old man named Walter came to see me because he'd been getting chest pain walking upstairs. Nothing dramatic, just a tightness that showed up when he pushed himself and went away when he rested. He almost didn't come in, figured it was age catching up with him. I ordered a scan of his heart arteries. When the images came back, I sat with them for a minute before I called him. His main artery, the one that feeds blood to the largest part of his heart, was 80% blocked. The other two weren't far behind. Walter was walking around with a heart attack waiting to happen. One stressful morning, and that blockage could have cracked open and shut off blood flow to his heart completely. He looked at me and said, "But I eat pretty healthy." I asked him what that meant. Salads a few times a week, chicken instead of red meat, orange juice every morning, granola bars for snacks. He genuinely believed he was doing the right things, and every one of those choices, the way he was making them, was feeding the buildup inside his arteries. I'm Dr. Gray, and I'm going to save many lives after this video. Clogged arteries are behind roughly half of all deaths in the Western world, more than cancer, more than everything else most people spend their time worrying about. And the buildup starts decades before anything goes wrong. Autopsies on soldiers, young men, average age 22, found that over 75% already had visible buildup in their heart arteries. At 22, this isn't something that happens to old people. It's something that accumulates in everyone. And what you eat every day is either adding to that buildup or helping to clear it out. Most people think they're making the right choices. Their arteries are telling a completely different story. Today, I'm going to walk you through the food rules that actually keep your arteries clean and the healthy habits that are quietly clogging them. Your arteries aren't just hollow tubes. Think of them more like a highway with a living wall. The inside of every artery is lined with a smooth, delicate layer that controls what gets through and what stays out. When that lining is healthy, blood flows without sticking to anything. When it gets damaged by the wrong foods, by constant inflammation, by repeated blood sugar spikes, it develops tiny cracks. Your body patches those cracks the way you'd fill a pothole. It packs them with a mix of fat, cholesterol, calcium, and debris. And every new hit to the lining adds another layer on top, year after year, until a highway that used to be 4 lanes wide is barely 1. The good news, this process can be slowed, stopped, and in some cases reversed with food alone. A study on patients with existing heart disease found that 82% of those who switched to a plant-heavy diet saw their buildup actually shrink. A separate study found a specific combination of cholesterol-lowering foods cut bad cholesterol by 29%. The same result as the most commonly prescribed heart drug. No medication involved. Rule 1. Eat more things that grew out of the ground. Way more than you think you need. Everybody knows vegetables are good for you, but there's a canyon between knowing and doing. The average American eats about 1.5 servings of vegetables per day. The research that showed artery reversal involved people eating 8 to 10 servings. That's a 5 to 6 times gap between what most people eat and what actually moves the needle. Dark leafy greens, spinach, kale, arugula, contain natural compounds that your body converts into a gas that relaxes and widens your arteries from the inside, literally opens them up and improves blood flow. Broccoli, cauliflower, and cabbage contain different compounds that reduce inflammation in the artery walls directly. People who eat the most of these vegetables consistently show thinner, healthier artery walls on imaging compared to people who skip them. A patient named Noelle, 52, came to me after a routine scan showed moderate buildup in her neck arteries. She wasn't overweight. She exercised, but her diet was what most people would call normal. Some vegetables at dinner, lots of bread and pasta, lean chicken, snack bars in between. I told her to flip the ratio. Make vegetables the main event, everything else becomes the side dish. She resisted at first, said it felt extreme. 12 months later, her follow-up scan showed measurable improvement. The buildup hadn't just stopped, it had started to reverse. No medication added, just a plate that looked different. Rule 2, stop trusting food that needs a label to convince you it's healthy. If the box says heart healthy, or low fat, or made with whole grains, there's a good chance the stuff inside is doing more harm than the food it replaced. The food industry figured out decades ago that health language on packaging moves product. But the ingredients inside often tell a very different story. Most heart-healthy cereals are loaded with added sugar. Most granola bars are packed with refined ingredients that promote inflammation inside your artery walls. Most low-fat products swap out the fat for sugar to make up for the lost taste. And that sugar gets converted into a type of blood fat that feeds plaque growth directly. Walter's daily granola bar had heart-healthy whole grains on the front and 3 different types of sugar in the ingredients. He was snacking on something that was actively building the blockage in his arteries while believing he was protecting his heart. An apple doesn't need a health claim. A handful of walnuts doesn't need marketing. A can of sardines doesn't come with a slogan. The foods that actually protect your arteries never need to advertise. If it needs a label to convince you, put it back. Rule 3. Eat fish twice a week or accept the cost your arteries will pay over time. The fats in fatty fish, salmon, sardines, mackerel, anchovies, do something almost nothing else in your diet can match. They calm the inflammation inside your artery walls. They make your blood less sticky and less likely to form the clots that cause heart attacks. They lower a type of blood fat that directly feeds plaque growth. And people who eat 2 or more servings per week consistently show less buildup than people who skip fish entirely. A patient named Owen, 63, had a heart attack at 58, survived it, changed everything afterward. The one change he credits more than anything else is fish. He eats salmon or sardines 4 times a week now. His last blood panel showed his inflammatory markers had dropped to levels I usually see in men 20 years younger. His artery scans have been stable for 5 years, no progression at all. From a man who already had a heart attack, most people reach for chicken breast instead because it's familiar. Chicken won't hurt you, but it doesn't carry the specific fats that protect your arteries. Choosing chicken over fish every time is like grabbing a bandage when the actual medicine is sitting right next to it. And canned sardines cost $2. You don't even have to turn on the stove. Rule 4. The real enemy was never fat, it's sugar and the ultra-processed food it hides in. For decades, the medical world told everyone to cut fat. Go low-fat on everything, so people replaced fat with sugar, refined carbs, and packaged snack foods. Heart disease rates went up, not down. That should have been a wake-up call. For most of the medical establishment, it wasn't. The research is clear now. Refined sugar, the kind hiding in bread, sauces, drinks, cereal, and almost every packaged snack on the shelf, spikes your blood sugar over and over throughout the day. Every spike damages the delicate lining of your arteries. Every bit of damage invites another layer of buildup, and ultra-processed foods make it worse because they combine that sugar with refined starches, additives, and excess calories in a way that keeps the damage coming meal after meal, snack after snack. A 2022 analysis confirmed that the foods causing the most artery damage are the ones most people eat daily without thinking about it. White bread, sugary drinks, fried food, packaged snacks, and anything engineered to last months on a shelf. The pattern across every major study is the same. The more ultra-processed food in someone's diet, the more buildup in their arteries. The less processed food, the cleaner the arteries. It really is that straightforward. The rule: cook with olive oil. Read the back of everything you buy. If sugar appears in the first 3 ingredients, or if the ingredients list reads like a chemistry project, leave it on the shelf. Replace it with something you could explain to a 5-year-old. Your arteries respond to this change faster than most people expect. Here's your prescription. Start in your kitchen. Open the fridge, open the pantry, and flip over every package. Read the ingredients, not the front of the box, the back. If sugar is one of the first 3 ingredients, or if the list is longer than what you'd need to make the food yourself at home, swap it out. Begin with the things you eat every day: the bread, the sauces, the snack bars. Those are doing the most damage because they show up at every meal. Next, change what fills your plate. Double your vegetable intake this month. Add a handful of spinach to whatever you're already making. Roast a tray of broccoli twice a week. Make vegetables the biggest thing on your plate instead of the smallest thing next to it. And this week, eat fish twice. Canned salmon, canned sardines, a piece of fresh mackerel. Doesn't matter how. Twice a week is the dose that shows consistent artery protection across the research. It costs less than the supplements most people buy, thinking they're doing their heart a favor. Walter's arteries were 80% blocked at 59. He thought he was eating well, because everything he bought had a health claim on the packaging. Everything he avoided was based on advice that was already outdated when he first heard it. He's 61 now. Vegetables take up half his plate. Fish shows up 3 or 4 times a week. The granola bars and the morning orange juice are gone. His last scan showed the buildup in his main artery had stabilized for the first time in years. His cardiologist used the word encouraged, which, if you know cardiologists, is practically throwing a party. He didn't need surgery, he didn't need a radical diet or an expensive protocol. He just needed someone to show him that the food he trusted was the food causing the damage, and that the food that actually protects his heart doesn't come in a box, doesn't need a health claim printed on the front, and costs less than what he was buying before. Your arteries are either accumulating buildup or clearing it out with every meal you eat. The rules for keeping them clean are simple enough to start with your next grocery trip. Now you know. The rest is on you.